The decades-long conflict between India and Pakistan centered around the disputed region of Kashmir escalated once again in May 2025. The trigger was a deadly attack on Hindu tourists in Pahalgam, Indian-administered Kashmir, in April 2025, resulting in multiple civilian casualties. India accused Pakistan of supporting the militant group responsible, an allegation Islamabad categorically denied. In response, India launched Operation Sindoor in May, carrying out missile strikes on what it described as terrorist infrastructure in Pakistan and Pakistan-administered Kashmir. Pakistan condemned the strikes as an act of war and claimed to have downed several Indian aircraft in retaliation. Airspace closures and widespread flight cancellations followed, while the international community expressed serious concern over the intensifying tensions between two nuclear-armed states. The Kashmir conflict dates back to the partition of British India in 1947. The princely state of Jammu and Kashmir, with a Muslim-majority population ruled by a Hindu monarch, became a point of contention between newly formed India and Pakistan. The First Indo-Pak War, 1947–48, led to the establishment of the Line of Control, LOC, but failed to resolve the territorial dispute. Successive wars in 1965, 1971, and 1999, along with a prolonged insurgency in Indian-administered Kashmir since 1989, often aided by cross-border elements, have kept the conflict unresolved for over 7 decades. On the 22nd of April, 2025, a militant attack near the Bizaran Valley in Pahalgam killed dozens of Hindu tourists. The Resistance Front, TRF linked to the Pakistan-based Lashkar-e-Taiba, LET, a UN-designated terror group, claimed responsibility. India accused Pakistan of sheltering and supporting the attackers, citing cross-border terrorism. Pakistan denied involvement and suggested it was a false flag operation by India. India responded by suspending parts of the Indus Waters Treaty, canceling Pakistani visas, and closing the Attari border crossing. The severity of India's reaction marked a shift from past restraint to more tangible retaliatory measures. On May 6, 2025, India initiated Operation Sindoor, targeting 9 suspected militant sites in Muzaffarabad, Kotli, and Bahawalpur using air-launched missiles. India emphasized the operation was targeted, calibrated, and non-escalatory, deliberately avoiding Pakistani military facilities. The use of standoff weaponry instead of air incursions suggested a strategy aimed at minimizing full-scale conflict while signaling a firm stance. Pakistan condemned the strikes as unprovoked aggression and claimed Indian missiles hit civilian areas, including mosques. Islamabad announced it had downed 2 to 5 Indian aircraft and a drone, damaging Indian posts along the Low. Pakistan heightened its Air Force alert level and warned of a response at a time and place of its choosing. Pakistan reported civilian casualties, including children and infrastructure damage. Airspace was closed for 48+ hours, disrupting major flight routes. Punjab province declared a state of emergency amid fears of further escalation. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres urged maximum restraint. US President Donald Trump called the situation shameful, but stopped short of offering mediation. The EU, China, UAE, and Israel all issued statements calling for calm and dialogue, while expressing concern over the conflict's nuclear risk. The involvement of 2 nuclear states makes escalation uniquely dangerous. Domestic political pressure and nationalistic sentiment in both countries raise the stakes. India's suspension of the Indus Waters Treaty could have long-term economic impacts on Pakistan. The lack of robust international mediation increases the risk of miscalculation. Future scenarios range from limited exchanges to broader military conflict unless meaningful diplomacy resumes. The crisis, triggered by the Pahalgam attack and Operation Sindoor, marks a sharp deterioration in India-Pakistan relations. With nuclear weapons in play and no clear lines of communication, the risk of miscalculation is severe. Avoiding full-scale war requires renewed diplomatic engagement and addressing the root causes of the Kashmir dispute. Without that, de-escalation is likely to remain temporary.